Welcome back to Android Weekly. My name is Jayce, and in this past week we got some serious goodies for you. One, Samsung does its own unboxing of the Nexus 4. We got some news on a new Nexus device named Shamu. And finally, how would Android phones fare in Bendgate? Now, by now, many of you will have heard about Bendgate. Bendgate was the scandal that was started by my fellow Torontonian at Unboxes Therapy. He wanted to see just how far he could push the iPhone 6 Plus before it bent. It turned out it didn't take that much force at all, at least according to him. Now, some of you as Android enthusiasts are going to want to know, hey, how would my favorite Android flagship phone fare under a similar test? Well, it's no real scandal until Consumer Reports weighs in, and weighed in they have, at approximately 80 pounds. Consumer Reports used a standard 3-point test to see how much force the phones could withstand until they show permanent damage. The test started at 60 pounds of force and continued in 10-pound increments until permanent damage occurred. The devices in the test group were the HTC One M8, the LG G3, and the Galaxy Note 3, and 3 iPhones, the iPhone 5, 6, and 6 Plus. To get an idea of the kind of force we're talking about, Consumer Reports says it takes 80 pounds of force to break 4 pencils at once, a feat that for many people will be very difficult. Well, as you can see here, although that the iPhones did not do very well, the HTC M8 did the worst, with the Galaxy Note 3 doing the very best. So, what is really going on here? Is this just an effort by Unboxes Therapy to make Apple look bad? Probably not. He put up a second video a couple days later, doing the same test with the same results, all in one shot with witnesses right here in Toronto at Yonge and Dundas. But it doesn't explain why Consumer Reports had a very different result under a similar test. But my uneducated eye would notice that in Unboxes Therapy, he used 2 thumbs to try and bend the phone, whereas Consumer Reports had that 1-point test pressing down in the middle of the phone. That may or may not made a difference in the test results, but clearly there's a discrepancy. So what does that mean for Android phones? It means that Samsung's Galaxy Note series is a tank of a phone, and HTC needs to work on the M8. Wow. Well, there's a first time for everything, and it turns out that Samsung has released its own unboxing of the Galaxy Note 4, and it looks like this. This is the first unboxing of the Galaxy Note 4 and gives us a closer look at what to expect. Keep in mind that the video shows off the Korean model, which arrived later last week, and ahead of schedule. That means that the boxing materials may not be exactly the same as you'll find in your own market, and it is also a video that's in Korean, though there are English subtitles. Looking for more details on the Galaxy Note 4? Check out our original IFA announcement, as well as our hands-on look at the latest Note 4. Now, if you're lusting for the Note 4, but you're not in South Korea for the official release, don't worry, because by the end of October, the Note 4 will be released to 140 countries. So we've received rumors about the HTC M8i, which, to be blunt, on the surface looks just like the HTC M8, but with a 13 megapixel camera, like it should have had in the first place. The M8i upgrades the One M8 to a 13 megapixel dual camera sensor, but it does not appear that the HTC's ultra pixel technology is coming along for the ride. Immediate response to the HTC One M8 4 megapixel shooter was somewhat negative, but many were surprised by the end result of the images, as the ultra pixel technology meant larger pixels that captured more light, resulting in greater image quality in low light conditions. If the final rumors are to be believed, the HTC M8i will only be headed to India and China. It will run Android 4.4 KitKat and will have HTC Sense 6 skin on top. Last week, many of you were asking for information on the next Nexus device, and it looks like we have it, Shamu, and it's a massive phablet. First, we've learned that the handset will look very similar to the Moto X, only much larger. Second, the handset is said to have a massive 5.92-inch QHD display with 498 pixels per inch, a Snapdragon 805 CPU with 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera, a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, and a 3200 mAh battery. As you can see, it shows off the allegedly massive Motorola handset next to the LG G3. One thing you'll notice is that the Motorola M branding is present on this device, and there doesn't appear to be any Nexus labeling on it. Unless the logo is super tiny and under the piece of paper with the word Shamu written on it, but we somehow doubt that. This means that either the Nexus branding won't appear on the device, or this device is not a Nexus device at all. Phablet lovers are gonna cry. Alright, thanks for watching Android Army. My name is Jayce. Love to connect with you right here on Google Plus or Twitter. You don't want to forget about my brothers in Android, Josh, Joe, and the Tech Ninja Kevin, Lon, and Chris, all working really hard to deliver the best content on the web. I'll see you next week on Android Weekly.